remote too, so
Yeah.
figure it's just somebody passing
It is
by.
pretty crazy to think that of this little light pool strip we're making across the seafloor, we happen to stumble across these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, a bunch of people in chat actually want to know, how steep is this cliff, or is this slope that we're looking at? Or we were looking at?
This is pretty steep.
Lynette could tell you.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, you want to guess first?
I don't know the unit of measurement for
45
steepness.
degrees.
Probably 50 degrees.
I'm guessing 60.
Are we doing
This slope we're
Prices
looking
Right
at right
rules
now.
again, or?
Yes.
I guess
Yeah.
less
60.5.
60 point. Don't hog my thunder, Kukui.
44.
I'd say
1 degree,
70,
Bob.
72.
1 degree.
Lynette, do we know how steep this sort of
Stand by.
standing by?
Get your
Steve,
ruler
if
out.
you win this again, I swear.
Anybody got a protractor?
Well, remember, she's measuring average slope, so
While we wait to hear that answer, we have a question for Kukui. What's the most challenging part of your job? How many data entries do you have to make on average per dive?
Oh, that is a very good question. At the end of each dive, me, Chanel, and Taylor Ann, we look over the master data sheet from each dive and we draft up a dive summary. And on average, there's about between 500 to 800 lines of data that we look over on an Excel sheet. So yeah.
A lot of lines.
Many lines, many words, but many cool observations.
So it's worth it.
Yes, definitely.
Let me
It's a
know if
pretty
you
high
want to slow down,
density,
Steve, or we'll keep going at half a knot here.
yeah, let's keep going.
Roger.
Wow, look at that.
We're just tourists here. I think a lot of what we're seeing here is very similar to what we saw on the other side. A lot of bamboos, irradigorgia, metallagorgia, other chrysogorgia species, umballula. It's almost exactly symmetrical to what we saw on the other side, which is noteworthy. Sometimes, like we're in a saddle now, you would expect the other side to maybe be a bit more stagnant and current. But it doesn't seem to be that case. You're finding similar biology. I would have thought this was carbonate, though, if I had looked at it like this.
You made the DVL mad there.
Yeah. Wow. So Brandon, these cracks in the rock that we see here,
Yeah.
is that just from the rocks pushing together and their own pressures kind of breaking them apart, or how is this formed?
It's not from them pushing together per se. It's just internal weaknesses within the rock as it's forming. Will just cause it to crack eventually, and that fracture will go bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger.
English is hard.
Okay, I have an answer for you.
Oh boy, drum roll.
What were our guesses again?
60.
Just give us the
Between
number.
1 and 50.
60.5.
Less than, how much?
38.
Yeah.
Oh,
Steve, wow.
who gets 50?
You all, have you ever even seen Prices Right?
Steve wins it again.
Wait, how does Steve
Wait
win?
a minute.
No,
I guess,
Steve didn't win.
I guess less than 45.
Yeah, I think
Oh, wait,
Dan
never
was
mind.
on it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dan, Delta Dan.
And the other Dan undercut me at 44.
Sorry, I'm just going by Prices Right, you know. Tactics.
I didn't grow up with the TV. I'm at a disadvantage.
That's a cool looking sediment patch.
That is a optical illusion right there. Sediment waves.
You want to keep it moving, Dan?
Yep.
Okay. Bridge nav. Can we move 100 meters 065, please? Thank you. Ooh, it's exciting.
Very neat. Looks like you might have some unbranched bamboos here, but still the same chrysogorgia. Really sparsely branching, kind of thin bamboo colonies. Paragorgia again with the
right
zoanthids. Oh, there's a Candidella gigantea from primnoid. Bottle brush bamboos now.
And then
Pitch read -35 on that one.
Pretty wicked host dive. What about the roll? Is it rolling over? Is it just pitching hard?
I'll take a look next time.
Did it totally
Gives you
unload
good
it?
perspective how much volcanic debris comes out of these seamounts. Even though a lot of it's covered by sediment.
Chasing you down here at an awkward angle.
I'm gonna let you go by and then
Yeah, roger.
you can turn whatever way you got it to take half of my turn out.
I guess debris is the wrong word, but
I think I'm gonna go clockwise for that.
Speaking of which, Brandon, we have a question for you from Connor. So given that this is generally symmetrical cone shape features, and looking here we have some layered features in the rock, is there an underwater equivalent to a spatter cone or an ash tuff cone?
yes, I believe there is. But the weird thing about ash underwater is it's less dense than the water. So you can get an eruption and then that ash will come and float on top. And then it'll go somewhere else and fall down. But as for just like a cinder cone or something like that, then yeah, you can have that smaller, especially on the abyssal plains, you can have these small little cones that form.
Nice.
Bamboos, more bottle brush chrysogorgia. Unbranched bamboos. Can we hold up for a second?
Sure. What do you want to look at?
No, just to stop the ship so we can maybe poke around up here.
That's going on.
Just keep in mind we're 80
Yeah,
meters away from
we
the
have a bit
ship,
of a layback, yeah.
Sorry about that, Dan.
No, that's all right. You want to come down a bit for me? You should be downhill now, so you can fly a low delta.
Roger.
You're jerking on me. So we'll see how. It'll be interesting to time it from the time she stops to what the.
It's like
when the layback
material too.
stops moving
Yeah.
us.
We're gonna move a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, I know.
There's some more rocky piles around here.
You have to come right down.
Can we drop a target right here and just say, I don't know,
Depth is getting down to
rocky,
0.7 sometimes.
rocky outcrops?
Altitude's reading 0.7 occasionally, so.
I think you're all right. It's this noise. Yeah, I'll come back up. So it's
You're lower than I am at the moment. Like
Anthomastus tahinotus, other Anthomastus species. Most of this stuff is not anything we haven't seen before.
okay. You can tilt up there. We should be in the
tilting
in
up.
the box.
Tilt's giving me a bit of a hard time here.
Sponge debris.
Power cycle it.
Power cycle?
Yeah,
Roger. Just the tilt or the full HD?
just a tilt.
Okay. Alright. There we go, we got something out of it.
Here's another question. Has Nautilus ever collaborated with other research
Some more
vessels?
debris, maybe a metal can.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's now 3 items on our watch list, team. So going back, has Nautilus ever collaborated with other research vessels? For example, the Okeanos Explorer or the Western Flyer or any other kind of research vessels like that?
Yeah, we do. There's what is that triad name? Okeanos and Falcon. All
Yeah,
three of the
a couple
vessels.
of years ago there was a World Oceans Day event, but I think it was a tri-ship connection, something like that.
Oh, cool. Have you ever worked with like outreach to colleges with research vessels before?
Yeah, you can do interactions with colleges. Yeah, it's been done. Anything over near this pile of rocks coming up that might be, take a peek and see if there's anything
Yeah, it's
grabbable.
not as dramatic as the ones we came off of.
There's more coming, I promise you. But we have to get there. Otherwise it doesn't make any difference.
So we can start. You want to start moving the ship again, or?
Let's take a look at this pile of rocks and see if there's something we can grab quickly. And if there's not, we can keep.
There's the danfish.
The danfish?
That's what we're calling it now,
Tripod
huh?
fish.
Pick on the video guy.
This dude had the tripod in the middle of the hallway.
Anything,
So, you know, you're the tripod guy.
Kind of pretty crusty in here.
I saw one at the bottom of the screen. Oh, maybe this. Another can.
Well, it can.
Get the manip out, would you?
Roger.
We'll grab one on the fly.
Atalanta altitude is 13.
Roger.
Now you got something scuttling on the left.
Let's
Alrighty.
take this one.
What is
We
that?
can.
Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah. Carrier? No. It's a little small.
Hermit
The
crab.
one by the
Hermit.
crab, or that one, whatever you can get.
You need another circle again?
Yeah, how's this one look?
I like.
Oh, you don't like that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Roger.
You got about 15 seconds where we get pulled.
10-4.
I
Shit,
can come
looks
around on
loose
the
to
other
me.
side.
Oh.
It's not loose.
Pretty stuck.
Yeah, that one's not moving.
Okay.
Solid.
Try.
I saw it move, but
There's one right under it.
okay, bring your arm up.
this right
Oh,
here.
I'm gonna spin around.
Yep. I'm going to stow it.
No, I'll just leave it in the bottom
Okay.
right hand
Roger.
part of the camera. Sorry, gonna be a gross spin here.
Altitude 12, coming up a little touch. Okay.
There's sandy bottom.
Yeah, okay.
This is actually a
Tuck it in
sponge here.
just a little one.
Oh really?
Roger.
It's not so much in the video.
How's that? Let me know, Lynette, if you see anything on Atalanta's sonar.
Okay.
And
No, I don't think
it's
so.
tough to tell, yep.
Okay, can tuck it back in.
Roger.
Keep it, keep a hold of it for a second. Let's see if we can go back where we started here quickly.
Yep.
Speed run.
Do we get a Herc speed over ground reading somewhere?
Yeah.
You're at the end of the end of Atalanta tether there, I think.
Roger.
I'm gonna turn Atalanta autos off.
Oh, can't quite get there. See if I can pull Atalanta. That was the original spot we came in and blew past.
I think it was on the
Atalanta's
right.
okay, altitude 16.
I think it was down here.
Figures.
Maybe in the bottom right there, Brennan?
Yes. Kinda can't remember now.
Delta's reaching 2-1, but Atalanta's altitude looks good.
I don't think so.
I don't see where we were. Unless this is something, this guy. I don't think so though.
I don't know if it will hold.
This is loose maybe.
You can poke around there real quick, but just the closed jaw. Touch, touch, touch.
Raj. Oh.
Okay, put it away.
Yep.
I'm pulling Atlanta 20 meters there, 10 meters. 20. Where it stopped here. Yeah. 10 meters a minute.
Sorry, Brandon, we tried.
There'll be
Thanks
more
for trying.
ice.
There'll be more. There's always more.
Well, Brendan, to cheer you up, here's a geology question for you. Will the loose sediment that we're seeing down on the ocean floor someday grow up to be limestone?
Not in the traditional sense of limestone, no.
Okay, here we go. We're going to do Atlanta assisted speed run.
I don't think there's enough like carbonate like material.
auger
I mean,
into the
it's definitely
seabed, I
carbonate
think,
material,
is
but I don't think
coming
there's
up
enough to create limestone. You usually need some kind of reef, a coral reef to make
more
limestone.
altitude to
So no,
got
but
it to
some of it
1.8
will turn
before.
into like calcite that
Dead
like
sponge.
penetrates the basalt and precipitates into calcite, but not like large features of limestone from this sediment. And this sediment isn't that deep anyway, so.
I gotta burn my verts to.
And for those viewers at home, if you'd like to switch on over to between channel 1 and channel 2,
Yeah, I think we're ready.
you can see just how fast we're moving and what it kind of looks like. See Herc on the ocean floor.
Afterburners.
Herc at 1 knot.
1 knot.
God, we're moving.
Cruising.
Warp speed, Mr. Dan.
Still about a third of the speed that you walk down the sidewalk.
Lightning fast.
Maybe half the speed of my stroll. And I don't move too fast.
Looks a little bit like a cartoon.
That's it for tether.
You want to go back up to half a knot, Steve? There's nothing on the sonar.
Yeah, no, I don't see anything here, and most biology looks like stuff we've already seen. Why don't we do, start out at half a knot and just kind of ramp up slowly?
Yeah, Raj. But you're gonna have to spin around the other way there. But
Yeah, I gotcha. I gotta come counterclockwise.
we going due east, or we'd pick a different direction now? Along the contour line? Right.
Even if we get to waypoint 3 by the end of our watch, we'll be barely a third of the way through the dive plan with only 10 hours or so left on bottom.
A little behind schedule.
Just a little. But most of this, like waypoint 3 is out in the middle of nowhere, but waypoint 4 and 5, there's some more topography, and waypoint 6, 7 have some really interesting topography too. I predict we'll probably see much the similar species we saw on, we'll call it waypoint 2 cone as, at waypoint 6 as we did on the cone.
you said 065, right? So make your head 065 and
Copy that.
we'll get everything.
Atalanta head 065. We do have one clockwise wrap in the 6-8.
Yeah,
Wow. Very cool.
might get a zoom before my dust cloud catches me.
It's a huge
Sure.
circle of this, yeah.
Or not.
Its stock. Its stock seems to like
Okay.
change.
It's a
They
giant
get big,
dust
yeah.
cloud behind me.
It's the largest one I've seen.
Ever in your expedition career?
Oh no, on this dive. Yeah.
Oh, there's another one.
And we're back.
Oh, I had auto heading on it. That's why it wouldn't turn. Like, why is it not turning?
So does auto heading obviously locks your heading versus auto XY locks the thruster input you've given it?
Auto XY puts the vehicle into velocity control.
Gotcha.
So, it couples the DVL and the gyro all together. So the DVL is reading the seabed. So when the velocity command is 0, it doesn't go anywhere. It holds position, kind of ROV DP. And then when you command it on this is the one page we didn't look at the other day. When you give it a command, it moves at this velocity. It ramps up according to whatever the PID or whatever it's.
Then to
X is forward, Y is left and right, Z is up and down. Yeah, and there's been a long-standing argument whether that's meters or knots, but I believe I'm on the meters guy. But what's that? Yeah, so then you can change those numbers.
When we have a second, can we zoom out on HiPAC, Nav, and take a look at what's coming up?
Sure.
So then to really quickly answer that question in chat while we're backtracking, is there any type of fungus that grows in the sea like mushrooms? I believe there is. Is that right, Steve?
There are fungi, but nothing resembling mushrooms other than mushroom corals.
Mm. So there are fungus like creatures, but nothing, as Steve said. And mushroom corals are not fungus. Fun fact.
Yeah, no, I'm not aware of any fungi that produce like these fruiting bodies like land mushrooms. The fungi down here are probably single
She's only
cellular
at
or
0.3 now.
something like that, like your yeasts.
I believe.
Fun.
Yeah.
Where's her commanded speed?
The commanded speed doesn't show up
Oh,
until they hit this button.
oh, I see,
Then
I
it will
see.
show, but yeah.
This is, she's still coming up. Oh, there it goes.
So Steve,
Do
another
you want
question.
another step? 0.5 knots?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's going to be, you can do a long step there, whatever
Yeah.
waypoint 3 is.
Okay.
Yeah, you can bump it up to the speed 2 if you'd like.
Yeah, Raj. If we go along the contour line, we can
Something like that.
maintain it pretty,
We're
yeah,
gonna
sure.
record some deep sea sediment B-roll for the next hour.
Sediment, the final frontier.
The biggest frontier. This is
Very
what most of
sediment.
the world looks like, folks.
How exciting.
500 meter step at half a knot. Is that what she's doing?
Here's a question, Steve. The sponges we saw a little bit ago, are they related, how are those related to Caliphacus sponges?
They are different families, but they're still glass sponges.
Ah. Then to answer that question, is there a toggle for the lights on Herc? I believe there is. At least when we pull Herc up, I could see that we usually turn off the lights. I could be wrong with that.
all the lights have switches. We have light banks, so they're either in pairs or quads.
So there you go. Yes.
All the lights we can turn on and off, but they're either in a pair of lights or they're in a quad, like 4 lights on one circuit.
Ah, okay. Is there any practical reason to be turning off the lights?
Absolutely, we turn them on and off all the time, depending on what we're looking at and what the terrain is. In fact, I should probably, it's so good you brought that up. I could, not those ones, not those ones, not those ones. I think it's these ones.
Process of elimination.
When we're on a reflective surface like this, I can play around with the lights, but then that causes Dan to play around with the iris on the camera, but we get less reflection off the seabed. So the one we turn on and off all the time is what we traditionally call the porch light, but they're the closest in light, so they light up the porch and right directly in front of the vehicle. We typically keep those off because if the camera's looking through the lights, kind of like, you know, shining a flashlight in your eye, you can't see too well, unless you're really up close looking at something.
Might go for gauge checks.
Yeah. She can increase the speed to 3/4 of a knot. Let's try that, see what happens. See if I can keep up. Or 0.7, whatever, it's easy. Give her all you got, Martina.
Hercules and Atlantic gauges look good.
Roger. Wake up the midnight crew, put some more coal in the burning. Might want to come up just a little bit there.
Roger. Yeah, we've got about 2,500 meters of this to cover.
Turn the down light back on. What's that, Steve?
We've got about 2,500 meters of this to cover.
Yeah, so did you hear what Martina said there?
No, I didn't. I don't have bridge back here.
We asked for 3/4 of a knot. She said she'll try. So she's headed into the wind right now is
Not a great, yeah.
Yeah, 20, steady 20, gusting to
Whoa.
All right, well,
25. So.
alternate plan could be if we're struggling to make that way at that speed, what we can do is just cut due east towards waypoint 4 or southeast, and we'll just knock off waypoint 3.
Well, it looks like she's got the wind on her bow right now, right?
Yeah, we are moving 0.7, 0.8 knots right now, but the aft thruster is pretty maxed out.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's not the bow thruster. It's
No.
to ask the ship to do 1 knot in DP into a 20, 25 knot wind is.
Okay.
That's a big ask. Some days she can't hold it in a 25 knot wind, depending on the seas and the current. So.
Yeah, we don't have. Unfortunately, the only plan for this dive track was really, to get in the water here and travel amongst some pretty long-ranging sites. So what we can do is, if this is a struggle, I don't know if it would be any better if we had a due east or southeast for the ship, but we can try that and we'll knock off waypoint 3 and head to waypoint 4 then.
Which,
Yeah, the wind is almost pretty much straight out of the east. We're at 0.8 knots right now.
it's pretty respectable
But
for.
aft thruster is really working.
Would it be better or worse to go southeast towards 4?
To ask Martina.
Yeah, I can ask the bridge.
Ask if there's a direction that would be easier
I would
for
really
her to
love to have
go.
a bridge channel back here. But they
Bastard.
took it away. We used to have bridge channel. No, not to talk to the bridge, but just
I would say
listen.
based on her heading, it would be due east.
Probably at 100-meter layoff back right now.
I know, we haven't moved at all.
Okay. Sounds like there isn't really a heading or a bearing that would really be better. This speed is really quite a lot for DP. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, we don't need to travel the extra kilometer up to waypoint 3. So
Okay.
either when you finish this move or whenever, we can just head straight to waypoint 4 and we'll cut off that extra distance.
Okay, sure. Do you want to try to keep pushing the speed like this or take it down a little bit?
I would say, yeah, do whatever speed they can do.
Sure, okay.
To keep us moving.
Okay.
I would, if you let her finish the move, Steve, we're not even started really swinging Atalanta yet.
Okay.
To put it in perspective, you're getting about 40 fully loaded semis up to walking speed.
Did that tonnage math the other day?
Yeah. 30 something.
Wow.
Yeah, let her finish the move. Let's let her finish the move and just got the whole mess moving.
So you're not even moving yet, are you?
Yeah, I'm moving.
Okay.
Doesn't look like it, does it?
No.
Should we,
Okay. We're going to reduce to 0.5, but continue.
Roger.
So if when you have a second nav and you can run some numbers, if we were to run at 0.5, how long would it take us to get to waypoint 4?
Sure, stand by.
Well, let's all do the math together. We're moving at 0.5. It's 15 meters a minute. How many minutes does it take to go a kilometer?
People at home, take out your pens and notebooks. My brain's flubbing on the math.
There's more of these beaked whale scours here. These ones look a little bit more fresh than what we were seeing up on the mountain over there.
take like an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah, that's what I got. Just want to give you guys a chance.
And to put that in perspective, that's a 1 kilometer per hour.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we're just smoking across the seabed.
I think I ran well, an 8-minute kilometer on the elliptical today, so.
Who made this dive plan anyway?
I wasn't trying to brag, I was just saying.
Mr. Speed over here.
Wow.
I don't think that's fast. I was just saying.
So if we were racing the old girls in Walmart in their walkers in their wheelchairs,
Dude, we have a neck and neck fight. That'd be cool.
they would be just blowing our doors. They would be up and down 3 aisles, all their shopping for the week done.
Oh boy.
We wouldn't even be past the produce yet.
We'd be just past the greeters.
Yeah. We'd miss all the good sales. All the good rollbacks. So I often wait for my wife at Walmart, especially if we go and it's crazy time. We do like try to do once a month for all the kind of essential bulk stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of the Costco. Anyways, I park in the fire lane and sit in the truck and wait. And one of the things I do to pass the time is time the old girls that are coming by with their walkers and see how long and I paced it out too for my
Do you race them? Like what?
That's where you got your calculations from.
Yeah, try and figure out how fast they're getting across the parking
I was
lot.
wondering how that was the first analogy that came to you.
And here's Peggy Sue with a sub 16.
You have to have blue
There's
hair
2
to qualify.
Dans.
Oh, look, a thing.
Oh,
Shrimp.
look, a thing.
There is life in the abyss.
Whoa.
Wow.
Suck on that, Lovecraft.
I wonder if that's his
Suggested
movie.
shrimp.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Smoking us.
Way faster than us. We are doing 0.6 at the moment, so.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is there
I
a
think
camera? Oh,
one of the things that the
Is there where?
people who plan the
there a
dives
camera
don't
that can look
often
at
take
Pikachu
into
over
account
here?
is the time it takes to start and stop the whole show.
Oh, it's cold.
Right, so it's like 10 minutes to stop, 10 minutes to
this has to
start.
be the first time they've worn this,
Every time we
right?
do that,
No?
then we have to talk about it for
think
5
she was
minutes,
wearing
so
it this
it's
morning.
like half an hour.
No, I meant in the van,
I don't know.
on stream.
It's the first time I'm noticing it.
Nice.
That's
It's a
why
very
I was
comfy suit.
resistant to stopping and
Ever want to
changing.
try it out?
Come
It's
back
really
on the
comfy.
swing in,
Do you
change
know how
the
to tell the
bearing.
difference between a male and a female Pikachu?
Do we, hang on, before you follow through with this joke, are you sure you want to go through with it?
It's
'Cause
not a
this
joke.
That's
this
what I
is
was
live
wondering.
on the internet.
It's not a joke.
Brendan, how?
The tail on a female Pikachu is shaped like a heart.
Oh!
That's all I was gonna say.
That's so much better.
Where the male is just like a square.
I was
Yeah.
trying to guess the answer. I think I'm wearing a male Pikachu suit, though.
Yeah, I think you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know everyone was in suspense for that.
I was trying to figure out the answer the whole time.
Yeah, it's not a joke. It was
Oh,
a
yeah,
genuine
look at that.
question.
And that's a literal, legit thing?
Yeah, look.
Yeah,
look on
that's
Google.
that's a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And apparently the ears are more down.
No, that's some.
That's
just the
all
artwork.
Pikachus, right?
What?
That's all Pikachus. Ears, floppy ears?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I love Pikachus. They're so adorable.
People in chat, put in your favorite Pokemon.
How about glass sponge facts?
Yeah.
Ah,
let's hear it.
yes.
Okay.
How do glass sponges
Do we-
eat?
Do we have any?
What's
You're
your
the only
favorite
guy
glass
who's got
sponge?
them.
You have to write them in. That's it. That's
Yeah,
the
write,
Oh.
write in your interesting
We're gonna-
glass
We're gonna
sponge
reverse
fact.
roles for a little bit. Ask the chat.
What's your favorite glass sponge, Steve?
Never been asked that question, so I don't have anything ready. I guess Walteria is kind of nice.
Oh, yeah.
Euplectella, maybe.
Walteria is kind of nice.
Yeah. It's got
How dare you?
a bit of a prickly personality.
My favorite glass sponge species,
The seafloor texture is amazing, man.
the Ferrea aqua is my favorite.
Or, yeah.
Ferrea aqua. Is that part of the ferret family?
It was the first search on Google.
Oh, nice. That was actually going to be my favorite glass sponge. That's okay.
Oh, wow. You stole bubblegum coral from me. I can steal the Ferrea aqua sponge.
How about we share?
You know what? Sure.
Yay. Good business trade.
Let me look at my cheat sheet. See what glass sponge is the best one. Because I don't remember any of the names.
So 0.3 there, get you.
What's your favorite kind of glass
0.5
sponge?
there.
The sponge kind?
Oh, you know what? I have a new favorite one.
Or 0.6 knots, so 0.3 meters a
Hyalonema is
second,
a really cool glass sponge.
which jives.
Kind of looks like a toasted marshmallow on a stick.
Have we seen that one yet?
I don't think so.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, but they're a little bit different. The ones from the Atlantic and from the Caribbean look exactly like a toasted marshmallow on a stick.
better?
You can,
It's going to be a
you can
polyopogon
change
guy.
this too.
Polyopicons are great.
The goals are all
Be
messed
so
up
big.
because I don't.
So big
And
boy.
it's mostly so you can look at the
Like,
other
get
stuff
that.
inside, because the sponge isn't that interesting.
Oh, that's
I
true.
don't
The
What?
polyopic.
How dare you?
You're telling me you don't want to see those shrimp and their...
The goal, I
I know,
forget,
but do
someone
you ever wonder how they
explained the
get
goal
stuck
to me
in
at
there?
one point.
Sponge morphology.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be interesting if they didn't
I'm
get
not
stuck.
sure if that has
That's true,
ties
but you
into the
gotta like
nav
look at all the little
system or
spickerels
what.
that enable them to be captured inside. That's very intricate work.
But yeah, you can put bigger or smaller
Safe to
stuff.
say this is the first class sponge debate that's ever happened in the back row here.
Someone has hotted this up. This is usually
Breaking records back here. New trendsetters.
like 1 meter or 1 degree
So then,
for the
Steve,
headings.
what's your favorite sponge in general?
Boring sponges.
No, 10
What
degrees period. So if I do this, that should give me a 10 degree.
Boring sponges?
The boring sponges.
What
Like-
classifies as a boring
that?
sponge?
The boring sponges are a group of sponges that
Ah, yeah, sorry.
usually secretes an acidic compound
degrees
that
per minute.
allows it to bore into calcium carbonate organisms
it.
like
Yeah.
sometimes shellfish, like oysters especially, and clams.
Gives you more heading authority,
And
basically.
it
That's one way you can work
it
it
actually
out. Yeah.
lives off of that material.
And
Oh,
I
wow.
think also,
And so are they like parasites or do they go on like dead?
I guess they could be
I think it
construed as
keeps going
parasites.
if you,
Yeah.
and like it doesn't change the,
They're acidic
like if I do
in
this,
nature.
it'll crab.
So,
So you'll see the
Steve,
vert come
someone
in.
in chat says on
So
previous expeditions,
it's
via
still
informations, can
maintaining the
sponges
velocity,
sneeze?
And the goal is the same.
They
Yeah,
something
which
like
is
that.
kind
Yeah.
of cool because
We've never seen that here, but apparently they can
it would be nice if it changed its track, but
reduce
it's kind of cool if you're
the
like side
flow
hilling,
and reverse
so
their
as
flow
the terrain changes, you can.
in such a way that it makes it look like they're
Kinda-
clearing sediment or sneezing. I
Wow.
think there's some clips of that on the internet
Yeah,
somewhere.
I use it to.
So to answer the question in chat, yes, they can sneeze.
But I
So
don't know if that applies to all
side hill.
sponges
At
or if
the end
it's
of the
just a
tether here.
certain group.
Roger.
Hang on.
I'm going a little faster than the ship, apparently.
Sponge.
Change that back to 0.2. Yeah, you turn it off and it all goes away, and you click it back in, and it's the to go is how far it's drifted off, and it's coming back.
Am I okay to step out for a sec to grab a jacket just at the front door there?
Sure. Yeah, 15 meters a minute, so you have, like, 60 seconds before Atalanta's on top of you. I just bash a bunch in usually. Too lazy to change the step. I usually don't use it, I'll just stick lock it, but if you're doing long, where it comes in nice if you're doing these long moves or doing a transect, so yeah, it gives you a, because it's velocity control, it gives you a razor straight line, so if we're doing long transects to do mapping, or we do on some expeditions, they want to do a razor straight line at a constant speed and a constant height to count the critters and fish. And yeah, so you have to put your camera, they call it a transect. You have to have your camera at a fixed angle, so you can't move your camera, can't change your altitude. And they ask for that on some pretty radical terrain at times. It's funny the conversations we have. But it comes in quite handy, and they also do with this. They do grids, like they're doing photo mosaics of the whole thing.
good.
But for
Yeah.
a multi-beam,
Yeah,
this is
just
what
had
we
to
would do.
Get that out my system.
Yeah, and see how long you can go
Sneezing
without
like a sponge.
touching the controls. So you get really
That's
nice
what it's
smooth
saying.
data, no pitching and rolling.
You sponge, you.
You silly sponge. So what else can sponges do? Can they, like, aside from sneezing, other than the normal spongy things, what other fun facts could you think off the top of your head?
Sponges are one of the most rich sources of natural products, biopharmaceutical compounds in nature.
All groups of sponges or just certain groups? All groups of sponges, like glass sponges, decimal
Sponges as a group, yeah, not any. I don't know which group is most, most helpful. I think just the ones that have been studied the most probably are have a richer source of natural products. But most of those have probably been synthesized by now in some way. That looks like a pretty fresh scour. So maybe
come up a bit.
beaked whales present here sometime in the past decade.
Are they rooting around in there for food?
You know, I don't know. I like to think that they're probably, coming down to forage or something, but there's also the possibility that they are, just kind of like dragging their fins through the mud.
Okay.
Since
Just playing.
they usually have a slight
Come up the hill a bit here.
arc to them, which these really don't, but the ones I've seen in other deep water basins have a slight arc to them. So, and I don't know if that makes any difference.
Steve, how did we discover that those were indicative of beaked whales? Has it been filmed or?
There's a publication, and the author is escaping the name of the author is escaping me at the moment, but it's been hypothesized that those are beaked whales, but I don't think anyone really has put a camera on a beaked whale,
Right.
and observed that, because seeing that would be a once in a lifetime occurrence.
Are beaked whales migratory species?
Good question. I'm not sure.
Dan.
We could probably, I'll try and
Yes.
right.
No, I was just saying, Dan, right there. There he is.
Oh.
Look.
Tripod fish.
Yes, we made the joke.
Just
It's
hanging
even
out in the
funnier
desert.
the fourth time. Yes.
What's the joke, man? That's the name of the fish.
Stan.
Stan. And its species name is cameraman.
It's a genus and species there?
Yep.
All right.
Sure. Pretty busy up here, but
Okay, someone in the chat wants to know, our friend Connor. So with the amount of cable out and the P and the down motion with Atalanta, with the waves, is there a significant amount of bounce/stretch in the main cable? And is that measured or known at all?
yeah, it's something we keep an eye on. It's displayed in at least 3 places up here at the moment. We also log all that data is being logged permanently along with all the science data and all the other massive amounts of data that we collect on this vessel. And we physically write it down every hour. And there's one program up here running that tells us what the peaks have been over the last hour. And I forget what else was there. Anyways, that's, yeah, we're monitoring the the tension on the cable, which is measured on the big overboarding sheave on the A-frame.
What is the ship moving at now? Curiosity.
It's half a knot still.
Cool.
It becomes an issue, especially not so much with Atalanta because it's a bit lighter, but when we have Argus, 4,500 pound Argus on there, and we're down in that 3,000 meter range, and then we have some weather, we get the tensions are up over, they're in the teens, like over 10,000 pounds.
And after Nav is done talking to Bridge, we have a question for Steve. Just give me a second.
Sure.
As fast as you can, Martina. As fast as you can. Ask her how fast she can go. What's the max speed on that bearing?
We've seen our last rocks for our watch, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any more hard substrate no matter how fast we go.
Sorry, Kevin.
I just
Maybe a meteor.
reached my goal.
Oh, I see. I was wondering why it
Meteorite.
stopped.
Definitely pick that up. I'm cutting that bad boy. Seeing what's inside.
So Steve, are those all beaked whale scars?
We think so.
Wow, that's really cool. I guess it's neat that we found their skulls and their scars here.
Yeah. I would love to know more about them, but they are really enigmatic creatures.
The machinations of my mind are an enigma.
It's a nice SpongeBob quote there.
He said they're enigmatic. They're an enigma.
There's been some work that's been published on them, you know, their physiology, but behaviors, especially for deep diving animals, are very seldom observed. You know, you often have to include some sort of tag or sensor
one of the dangers of doing
on
this,
them to understand what kinds of activities they're going through, what kinds of pressures they're
most
reading.
of the pilots like to limit the sea velocity because they think it doesn't porpoise as
Steve,
much.
here's another question from chat. Most sponges we see are a sort of whitish color. What other colors do they present themselves in usually?
0.1 meter a second.
Oh,
and the
brown,
the
yellow.
temperature's changing faster than that. It just augers right in. It can't.
Apparently there was a purple one the other day we sampled.
Grape sponge.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get that color on the deck, but maybe it changed.
I should probably crank that up. If you so technically it could
sometimes
do
sponges can have a little bit of a pinkish reddish color.
But Robert's right, you'll see
but that's more rare.
Depends highly how the vehicle's ballasted too. If it's
there's also some really cool sponges that are like jet black.
Thrusters will actually
we call them tar
reverse.
sponges. We see them a lot in
But
the
if it's
Atlantic.
super light, they'll hold down.
It's more encrusting.
You get smoother video and auto altitude. Yeah, if
You
they're
can have a lot more different types of colors of
going-
demo sponges, though.
they're not oscillating.
Much more variability.
Slower, kind of a. But I've come in, I don't know how many times, and he cranks that down, and we're trying to make a lot of speed, and I just plow it in. Yeah. I can feel it.
Oh wow, look at those waves.
They're set to 80% limit, right?
Yeah, the DP thrusters. Yeah.
If you, our viewers at home, if you'd like to take a peek at channel 3, you can see what kind of waves we're dealing with and what our weather condition is. And also what the sky is like right now. Super cool, if you're interested.
She made the change all right, though. she brings her head around into it. She stays on the wind.
Oh. Hello, person from Finland. Nice of you to join us. We're happy to start your morning off right with Delta Dan the benthic storms.
For 20 more minutes.
Yeah, well, then it's team, you're muted, but we still get to start them off. Here's a question from chat. How much analysis of samples is done on board the Nautilus versus on shore upon return of the vessel?
Most of it's done on shore, but our goal here at sea is mostly just to preserve the animals. Sometimes we'll take a look at some of the more cryptic species that might come up. For example, if we don't have a very good identification, we could take a look at it under the microscope here before we preserve it, or sometimes after. I was looking at some of the specimens from yesterday under the scope, but it doesn't much change our record keeping. So we will usually have scientists request the specimens when they get back to the repositories. But if there's any dissections that need to occur, that's stuff we need to do out here. That's not something that can be done in the museum.
Faster.
So here's another question. When you get to that 400-meter drop, will you be going down, and approximately when will that be?
400-meter drop.
That's what someone in chat asked.
We're not going to be going down slope at all, for the most part. It's supposed to be pretty moderate. The difference in depth between the bottom of that previous slope and waypoint 4 is only about 100 meters or less. So it's not a really significant difference over 2.5 kilometers.
We're getting really good USBL hits, but they went kind of
There's some rocks.
spreading out after
You
she
found some
Rock. Any more danfish? No? Ah, maybe.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
There's some rocks off to the left.
Oh, it is a tripod fish.
Is this garbage here?
Oh,
Trash.
Yay! More garbage.
That's a sponge.
Oh, well, now we just insulted the sponge. Now I feel bad.
Another danfish in the distance.
Ah, yes.
They are plentiful today.
Tripod fish, aka danfish. Technically speaking, if we use the name enough and it sticks in the scientific community, that fish may be called a danfish for the.
Never gonna happen.
No,
That's how that works, Steve.
no.
Technically speaking.
Let me dream, Steve.
That's a terrible name for a fish. So would Brandon
I agree.
fish.
That
I'm
fish
just
has
saying.
a name. It's a tripod fish in the family Hypnoppidae, and its name is Bathypterois.
That's a weird name.
Bathypterois?
So,
AKA
Bathypterois.
danfish.
so not danfish. That's what I'm hearing.
Could be its nickname.
It'll be danfish in our hearts.
You're just confusing the
As long as
viewers.
it's not in the control van.
Has the Nautilus always been used as a research vessel? To answer that question in chat, yes, it has. We've been, here on the Nautilus has been researching since, when was the Nautilus commissioned? 68? So 1968, I think is that, did I hear that right, Joe? Just thumbs up,
What's
thumbs
that?
down. Hang on.
Wasn't it like a fisheries observing vessel in its first life as the, what was it called?
I think, yeah, but when it actually became the Nautilus.
Yeah.
There's another one.
2000 and
Yeah, wasn't it 08 or something?
Yeah, that was
2008
68.
or 9, something like that.
So 2008 or 9, that sounds better.
The hull
Oh,
was
it was-
67.
2008.
67
It was
too.
it was built in 1967. As
Yeah,
an
they were talking
easterly
about-
fishing things. Yes, which
What's
was it was the Gorgius Agricola, something like that. Gonna really quickly answer that question in chat. Does anyone get seasick when you're out for so long? And then,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, you do.
very
Never.
much so.
Drew's looking at me and laughing.
So it's very, very easy for us to get seasick, but we do have our ginger and our scopolamine patches, so.
Hasn't been that bad.
I mean, for you, but the rest of us, not all of us are cool as you, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm getting sick just thinking about it.
Don't get me started.
I think that's usually how you get seasick. If you don't think about it, you don't get sick.
Yeah, it's very psychological for sure. Yeah.
Have we found any shipwrecks or Atlantis yet? We have not found Atlantis yet, unfortunately. But
Still looking.
Still, key word there is yet. But we have found a few shipwrecks actually. The most notable being the Lusitania, the Bismarck, and the Titanic, just to name a few off the top of my head. But the Nautilus has done some expeditions to discover sunken ships or shipwrecked ships.
Planes too.
And planes. Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
We looked for the Simone Clipper, and we looked for
Real
Amelia
small.
Earhart.
For the U-boat off of Florida.
That's cool.
Yeah.
A few years ago, 2014.
And apparently like old Greek and Roman type ships in the Mediterranean, right?
What does a Greek type ship look like?
Looks pretty Greek, I don't know.
I picture those like large wooden,
Yeah, it's got the huge face on it.
So like
lots of oars.
Most, yeah.
Greece.
A lot of sponge rubble here.
That right there is sponge rubble.
Yeah, we would call that sponge rubble. There's just the
Hydroids on
stalk
it?
of the
Okay.
sponge.
There's some hydroids growing on it.
Yeah, probably hydroids.
Looks like a ship.
Two big eyes on it.
Steve, you said that sponges were one of the primary sources of good biopharmaceutical contents.
Yeah, they're definitely pretty important. Sponges are the oldest lineage of animals, metazoans, you know, multicellular animals
cool,
living
cool.
Wow.
on Earth right now. So they definitely have been around a long time. They've accumulated a lot of evolutionary adaptations that allow them to defend themselves or, you know, compensate for, oh, what I got here.
Right.
Always exciting.
Goodness. Whoa.
And ho.
Rock, 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 rock.
Yay.
Or is it a skull?
Yeah, so same species,
Oh my gosh.
bottle brush chrysogorgia, yeah. Small primnoid, unbranched whips, crinoids.
Is
So
that
Brandon, tell
more
us, how did this
trash
get
in the
here?
bottom left?
Oh, look, aluminum.
Yeah, maybe
What
a
is that
piece of
silver
aluminum
thing?
or
Yeah.
metal.
That one rock is very crust looking, or like less sediment on it than the other ones.
Yeah.
Yep, so that maybe, I don't know, that looks really out of place.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe it got turned over by something.
Maybe it is a meteorite.
Bum, bum. Aw. And really quickly to answer that question, chat, has Hercules ever done a dive to the Titanic? No. No, Herc has not.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
It was,
Little Herc, right?
yeah? I think it was, or Argo. According to Google, it was Argo, but, oh.
Too many rocks. Can't make a decision. Don't have much time.
Tripod.
I was going to try and get greedy there, but that was the wrong way. I paid for it later.
Oh, cool.
Gonna pick up a rock on a fly.
Can you? You want one of those rocks?
I saw one behind this, right, like back, right, oh, wrong one. Right behind there. Actually, you know what, just right here. Yeah, you can pick it up real quick.
Yeah, you gotta get on that manip. You're gonna have seconds.
Oh,
to
another
get it.
hermit crab.
Here, I'll look at it with this camera. So you
This
don't have
looks
to bog
great
it.
right there.
Uh-oh.
Back row, did you know that you could put emojis in the telestrator?
Would you
can-
like me to?
Nope.
Yes,
What's a
please.
telescope?
Nope,
You
we're
can
not.
put an emoji?
What?
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Forget you heard that.
I mean, what?
Oh no.
Aye.
We can imagine.
Those
stuff
look like
this.
just shards of...
Nice.
Ooh.
Good grab.
What do you think?
It's probably just crust. Yeah, no, it has no thickness. Yeah, toss that.
I've seen oyster shells with
More
Yeah.
thickness,
more
yeah.
thickness than
Can you
that.
zoom out, please?
Yeah, sorry.
So I have to let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Roger.
So when it's
Throw it
super
in
red
there.
like that, is that just oxidized metal, or?
I think so.
I'm learning.
There are iron. There is iron in these rocks, so.
There are traces of iron. There
Choke
is
it there.
iron.
Thought I could get around it, but I dusted it.
Tripod. Oh, never mind.
Oh,
Prove
I
me
think I
wrong
heard you.
quick.
it's getting tired of the name calling.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Check this dude out.
Yeah,
on,
what is that?
Wow.
Looking at
Zoom
the sediment with you all.
Like a very large shrimp.
Yeah, thank you
Suggested,
for tuning in.
suggested shrimp.
Suggestive shrimp.
Suggested.
Looks like a praying mantis,
It
but
does.
orange.
Surgestidae is the family.
It's very elegant.
Look at him move. It
Oh,
looks
dear.
like he's windmilling his feet.
Oh,
Oh,
hello.
Oh,
I don't think he wants to
Oh.
join us.
Would it be this? Oh.
It doesn't work how you think it works.
Can I try to do one?
I know how it works, and I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, I'm just gonna press it. It doesn't. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's more complicated than you think.
Fair enough. Okay.
Beware the wrath of Dave. Here's one last question for you, Brandon.
Detritus is getting to me. I'm sorry.
We've got like 2 minutes. Hold it together, people.
All right, real quick, speed round. Brendan, would these have come from the cliffs and drifted here? Like how these small stones zigzag and zoom around when they sink sometimes?
I don't think so. I think under all the sediment, there's basalt everywhere, and sometimes that basalt is higher than, than the surrounding basalt. And that's just what we're seeing with these outcrops. I think they're all mostly connected.
cool. How does all this sediment come to be? How come to like cover layers of basalt? Is it like years and years of accumulation of detritus, or is it like some pulverization of rock?
It's years and years of detritus, yeah.
Wow, it's amazing.
I would wager that a significant amount of this is probably from plankton, like pteropod shells.
How many watch bucks? How many watch bucks for your
Oh,
wager?
as
how
they
many
die.
would I wager? 100%.
Whoa, he's all in.
Whoa. It's all your Price is Right watch bucks there.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. All right, we are coming up on the watch change. I'm going to hand you back over to our science communication fellow, Hoku. And she will be answering questions from the chat. This is Delta Dan, the benthic storms, tuning out. Good morning, good night, and good afternoon, depending where you are in the world.
I do a quick gauge check.
They'll do one when they come in.
Okay. I just wanted to be nice to Michael.
Give him something to do. He's going to be bored.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Bridge now.
You want to rock?
Can we slow down to 0.3 knots? They're speedy. I want to make a little stack. Michael, I think Josh gave you a gift. Hello. Okay. Yeah. We had the pyramid. No. No. It's mine now. I only really like double stuffed Oreos, though. I know. I mean, they're okay. These are good. They're not great.
That's really looking the gift Oreos in the mouth right there.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're not double stuffed.
Oh boy, yeah, exactly.
Free Oreos and...
Yeah, take these single stuffed Oreos away.
Would you like them? Oh, here we go. That's actually really a good idea.
This is Michael's, you know, it just dives right into the announcements of how to make things.
That is the theme of our show.
Okay, we've now...
So what you do is...
Slow to a stop. We'll call like 50 meters in at 0.3 knots. Does that sound good?
Sorry, I didn't.
We just slowed to a stop. Do you want...
We did?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll call in 50 meters at 0.3. Does that sound good?
Well, he's trying to go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I mean, this is the...
We're definitely swinging. We're laid back really big right here.
Yeah.
They were booking it.
Yeah. No, I think
we got
this is where
rocks
he
over to that
right
one
here.
side, though, so I might actually just go check that out.
We got rocks,
There's
Rob.
rocks
I
over
like
there.
it. I
See
like
if
the
can
smell.
reach 'em.
We got the rocks.
I like the smell of rocks.
How do rocks smell?
Not sure if I can get over there or not.
With their
Ooh,
noses.
fish. Tripod?
Ooh, tripod.
There's
Oh, okay,
something.
I see
Oh,
now.
we got a big autumn wave feature. Yeah, thank you.
Is there a rock off to the left, it looked like?
Yeah, on the sonar you can see there's a little...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's rocks or that's just like the bottom. Oh, there it is.
I thought I saw it in
that's
Atalanta.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there's some rocks.
There's
I
something.
might be able to reach
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's not limestone.
Nuh-uh.
Not this deep, right?
No, I mean, there may be some blocks falling down, but this looks like basalt.
Regular basalt.
Let's zoom on some of these corals.
We're slowing down now, but we can wait for Adeline to catch up if you want. Or...
Yeah, we'll wait for a little bit.
Maybe let's zoom on this little one.
That one?
Or, I mean, both.
All four.
Another coral.
Zoom in, please.
Yeah, maybe a
couple of corals.
Chrysogorgia.
Yeah.
I think it's a bamboo, the long one.
Yeah, I see some nodes, I think.
And maybe a squat lobster.
If I wind up going over you, I can take a wrap out
Yeah, squat lobster.
Where's the squat? Oh, there
without
it
us
is.
having to go all the way
It's waving
around,
to
so.
us.
Right, it's like, hello. Welcome back, your muted crew.
Okay, come wide, please.
Or someone's always muted.
This is true.
Oh wow, looks
There was
pink.
like a little one, a little bit backwards that I wanted to look
You
at
want a coral?
too. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
there's
not, yeah, I'm doing this in a bad order.
Looks like a potential primnoid.
It's another
The
band
little
name.
bushy one on the front or the
Yeah.
other?
Yeah, this, oh gosh. Switch to the
both
other
of
ear.
the little ones that were there.
Okay.
Right where the
I'll just have
lasers
to
are
take a
there.
quick look
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
we gotta move along here. We're just getting a little far behind.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
What?
It's just like, the camera's just twitching at like crazy.
Well, turn it off and don't just watch it twitch.
It's like, no, it did that twice. Like I turned it off and turned it on.
Really?
It's like, yeah. I thought it was because it was going away and then it was just settling because of the wave, but it
Okay.
wasn't.
I'll take a quick zoom here and then I gotta move along.
Okay.
Getting a little tug now.
Yeah, it looks like a primnoid and a
Oh, is it?
chrysogorgia. The one behind it.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
okay,
sorry.
good. Oof, I missed it. I look away for a second. And then,
Yeah, I gotta take them a little wider. I'm getting pulled on.
Okay, we can keep moving.
Yep. I wonder if it... Yeah, if we do see, maybe if the block that we're going to in about an hour, if it does have some, an abundance, we can get a Niskin there.
There was a fish there. Huh?
Yeah, that could be a limestone block there. It has a hole in it.
Looks like we got like a tube worm and some sponges.
There's like lots of infauna stuff there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's probably a lot more life than we think.
Yeah.
It's just all of it's for some reason under the sediment.
Oh.
But those are interesting sponges. I think that's what they've been seeing.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah, they look different.
So if you want to, you could come around to port if you want.
Copy.
A lot of dead sponge stalks.
We're a little hot there, Dave.
You can't hear yet.
He's off mic.
Hey, Dave.
Got one live one over there.
Yeah.
We're just a little hot on the iris. Still getting sorted out. Yeah, roger. I'll have to take a wrap out when you take yours, though. That's the only problem with that. Can you come up?
A little bit more?
Well, I just, because if
Oh, 'cause
you're
we're going up.
spinning, and then if we have a loop, then you got to kind of come up and then.
Copy.
Let's look at this fish up, or is that a shrimp? Whatever that is.
Or the sponge.
That too. Looks like a shrimp.
Zoom in, please.
Yep. Oh, but it's now we get to look at the sponge too.
Yeah, that's a
2
nice
for 1.
shot of the sponge and the shrimp.
Cool. It's very interesting what the stalks do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here, come on. Let's come back around to port. I'll kind of spin around.
They have an ID on those from the last watch?
The sponges?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they've been commonly calling them fiber optic sponge, but I don't know what the actual name is. That's what I'm looking for that now.
Yeah.
I found a picture of it online, but
Oh, okay.
the real ID isn't here either.
Looks like it could be related to this one here.
Yeah, that does look like it.
Huh.
It's not playing nice.
No.
Okay, so aloha mai kako. You're officially with the unmuted watch crew for this part of our dive. As we get settled in here, we'll start doing some introductions and we'll begin addressing all of the questions that you've put in our chat. Thank you for joining us.
All right.
Have a zoom here,
Point
just
three?
as we go by.
Yeah.
Bridge nav.
Might as well just catalog these things as we go.
Zoom in, please.
Yeah, it looks like it's all the
Yeah.
same kind that we're seeing.
And what did you say they were
Oh,
calling
there's
it
an
again?
umbellula there.
Yeah, that's nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ow.
I don't know those. Can
Yep.
we make a course of 210 at, oh wait,
I think that's a piece of the sponge, or?
Looks like a sponge to me.
200
Maybe a different one.
at
Yeah.
0.3 knots for 50
Got
meters.
an off-road.
Great, thank you.
I did that wrong.
And Hoku, we're not sure what they are. We're
Yeah,
trying to
but
figure that out.
The fiber optics term.
Oh, yeah,
Bridge
fiber
nav,
that's
I
okay.
meant
Okay.
Yeah.
100.
Thank
My
you.
bad. That's wrong. Thank you.
What was the other organism you just pointed out, Liz?
Umballula.
No, and brittle star,
Thank you.
off-road.
Yeah, very different ripple pattern here, and it seems like there's a lot of critters there. Oh yeah,
Yeah, like
there's
that
this
looks like that
mound.
could be part of a critter trail.
Yeah.
So in regards to that, there is a question, Rob, for you relating to those patterns. If you'd like to address them, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, let me see.
So wondering, is the way the bottom looks almost like sand with footprints from animals digging burrows or just from the current?
Well, I mean, Liz can help me here, but I think it's a combination. I think the ripples are from some sort of a current.
Yeah, I think the sort of more regular patterns are the ripples from a current. And then
like those little divots.
those little divots and dots all over the place are probably from animals that are living in the sediment.
Oh, okay. Aloha, Big Easy. Where's the Big Easy?
New Orleans.
Oh, I want to go there. You guys have good food. And then this question here, how steep is the cliff you are approaching? I believe in the information provided on our website, it's saying a 400-meter high cliff. And then let's take a look at our...
Yep, that's the height of it in the profile.
Okay. Oh, I see, yep. But I don't think will we be going up that cliff?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, hopefully by the end of the watch we should be at that point.
Yep. So that is the
interesting.
goal.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, there's hard substrate here, but nothing taking advantage of it. There's nothing big.
So is that limestone?
I'm not sure. It doesn't really look limestoney, but it's layered.
What is like a good indicator of what limestone looks like? You're mentioning a hole.
Well, I mean, limestone does have some, oftentimes you get holes in it where basalt you don't always.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the way we saw yesterday, we had a lot of, you could actually see coral bits in the reef material.
Oh, okay.
Kind of had an interesting sort of erratic, meshy texture to it.
Erratic, meshy character with
Yeah.
the coral bits. So
Yeah, you can actually see like coral stalks and things kind of intermingle, like you see. And the other form we see is it's a more reformed limestone, and it has a real steep cliffs that are really sharp.
Oh, like those really rigid ones that we were seeing?
We saw those, through-going joints that we saw before.
Got it.
But then also on the wall, we saw these very thin laminations of layers.
Oh.
And doing some
Can we look at these corals?
research of
Over
those.
here?
And I was just wondering if it might be material that's exposed from the inside of the atoll, where the outer ridge the reef material kind of fell away. And so you see the stuff that's it's like the pond on the inside of the atoll.
Okay.
So.
Zoom in, please.
Oh, that's pretty.
Primnoids, maybe? Oh, wait, no, those are sponges.
Sponges.
Oh,
Yeah, you see the hole there too. I'm not sure what that.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool shot in this
Yep.
extent.
Yeah, that's a really neat one.
Yeah, sorry. But the texture looks very much like manganese coated. But the layers make it look like more of a limestone, but it could just be layers of basalt too.
Oh, there's those divots again, those patterns in
Yep.
the sand that we were seeing the last time. Cool. Thank you, Rob.
Okay.
Is that another sponge?
He's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, got
Yep.
that written down. Yep. Sorry.
Interesting pile
Zoom in,
around
please.
it. Or is that my imagination? Oh, is it just winnowed away?
Oh, yeah, it looks like it's attached to a rock.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
It's one of those poliopogon?
Yeah,
Maybe
small
bridge
one. That's
nav,
what it looks like.
We can do another 50 meters at
It
0.3
just kind of
knots.
depends. I mean, that particular time it was, but.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like scouring?
No, I think it's just on the top of a rock. It
Oh.
just had an odd look at it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
One come by, please.
Yeah,
What
well,
about the light? So I want to.
Wrong button. What did I just do?
Another, oh, it's a pretty sizable shrimp. Solid 10 centimeters.
Yep. It does look like we have some of these terraces around here.
You're not, okay.
We can zoom in, please. And then I can kind of just like, if I can go hands off, that's ideal. But see how it's got a little low? So I could have
It's
zoomed in
another
maybe a little sooner.
Swacker.
But I can come down.
That's cool.
But I'm going to touch the bottom if I do that. So I don't like to touch the bottom. Okay, come by, please.
Is it
It's
dusty?
muddy.
Can you touch the bottom?
Is it?
Yeah, I don't like it's. I mean, I just see how I had to thrust up there. So I didn't actually touch the bottom, but that was like my thruster washer.
Yeah.
It's okay if you're kind of moving on, but if you want to work in that area, you want to try and avoid scooping sediment onto the ROV. That it just hangs out with you all the time.
Then I kind of time my zoom for what the motion of the ROV is. If he still hasn't settled quite, I'll zoom in part way, then watch and see how it frames up, give him a chance to readjust if he's got time to do it, and then I'll zoom in some more. So it's a kind of a cooperative deal.
It's like a farayid.
Understood.
A lot of them here.
Yeah.
Sponges.
So I've got some questions coming in here. Let's see. Get that. Aloha, Jason. So aloha, how big do squat lobsters get?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Do they normally stay about that
Yeah,
size that we
definitely.
see?
Yeah, we've seen some
Go on
decently
uphill.
sized ones, maybe, you know, close to 10 centimeters, including the
Oh.
claws,
Okay.
because those can be quite long. But
Right.
I don't think they get much bigger than that. I don't know of anything that would be
Okay.
bigger. Mostly
Alright.
pretty small.
And then what species are the most common things that Hercules and friends have seen on dives? And are there any species you've only seen once? It seems like
I
we
think it
see
depends on the dive.
Yeah.
So, and what
so
depth
maybe
you're
for
at.
this dive, we could think
Sponge.
about that. I was just going to say sponges.
That sponge right there.
And we see crinoids. I feel like crinoids have been popping up in every dive.
Oh, let's look at this fish coming up. Or not.
It's like, I heard you.
Don't say fish.
F-I-S-H.
Oh, there's a couple out there, I think. Or is that a shrimp?
It's a shrimp.
Oh.
We'll
Red
zoom in,
one.
please.
I still thought you said shark, and I was like, where?
Oh, never mind.
Rough.
Come on.
Looks like it
Shrimp.
could
Is
have
that
been
a
a halosaur, but I couldn't tell.
Those have been pretty common too. We've seen a lot
Yeah.
of halosaurs.
Yeah.
And what is the other one? The rat tail?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of
Fish.
those, and then cusk eels. So they is the
cusk
other fish we've
eels.
seen a lot of.
Okay. And then here's one for Rob. Is it possible that this section of ocean floor was ever above sea level?
Yeah, that's a really good question. We're at about 1,800 meters depth now. And it's very possible. I mean, there's a little flat region to the north of here. We were going to originally dive today. And that's probably a gale of some sort. And that's about this depth too.
Okay.
And we think that was probably, at the sea surface at one time.
Okay.
And the really steep wall here will be interesting if it's limestone or if it's basalt. So hopefully we can grab a couple of samples there to verify the rock type there.
All right.
Because that'll be an indicator. It's not that much shallower right now because those are at our thing. It's about 10 meters, about 100 or 200 meters shallower. So it'll be interesting what that feature is.
Right, to see if there's any significant difference in geology or biology in that area. And then somebody was wondering what the what the sediment, like what you guys' take on what the sediment would feel like in this area.
Well, we were feeling some of it yesterday.
Oh.
We took a sediment core yesterday, and that was a little shallower than here, but it's probably similar.
Yeah, it looks very similar.
It was pretty sandy. Like it held together. Actually, we were comparing it to that. What is that like?
Oh, like moon sand.
Yeah. Or like kinetic sand, that like toy sand.
Right.
Where it kind of like holds its shape when you squeeze it.
Okay. Interesting.
We'll zoom in.
Did you see any Globigerina or forams in it?
It looks like there's a big cutthroat back there. I did not look under it. I look at it under the scope.
Could you kind of feel it that way? I mean, usually you don't need a scope to see it.
Yeah, I think so.
Is there some available down there to play with, to look at?
Not anymore.
To kinetic sand it?
Sorry, I froze it all.
So when you freeze it, then is that give you a better opportunity to look at or analyze
no, so
it, or
that's
just stays frozen?
For the analyses I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
I'll be doing
right, for the microbes.
Microbial sequencing as well as stable isotope analysis. And so freezing it just like prevents any, it's a great shot, any like additional like microbial growth or anything from happening that would change the signal that I'm looking at.
Okay.
Oh, can we look to the left?
Oh, that's a party.
Do you need to put that in the -80 or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, minus 20 would probably be okay, but minus 80, nothing's going to happen to it.
Right, like ensures.
You're not going to have any DNA breakdown or anything.
We'll zoom in, please.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, see, party.
That looks like another cutthroat to me. Oh,
poor guy. Oh.
Buddy.
Oh.
Boom. Oops.
Did he run into something?
He's a little confused.
Uh-oh.
Got surprised.
So Liz, when you ship those back or take them back, how do you ensure they stay at a good temperature?
Well, so I'm just taking them back to University of Hawaii. So that's easy because I'll just, they're really cold at the -80. And I mean, it's only a 15-minute drive back to campus from the Marine Center. So I just stick them in a cooler with some blue ice.
Okay.
If you're shipping them, we usually use dry ice. Or if you can take them on a plane with dry ice in a cooler.
Sonar is looking pretty clean right now.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that they haven't seen any sea cucumbers. This is normally what you would
Wow.
consider a really good habitat for them, especially like this shallow. So I don't really know what to make of that, to be honest.
Yeah, there were so many. Where did we start? We're like 800 something meters.
Yeah,
of water dives, so
I'm really curious to see where that high abundance starts.
Yeah.
So we have someone joining us from Queensland, Australia. Aloha,
Oh wait,
Australia.
what's that? So,
Okay, let's see.
You can zoom in, please.
Oh, it's just a tube worm.
It got me.
You thought it was one of those spiny cucumbers?
It looked like it.
Yeah,
Its shadow kind of doubles its
yeah.
size.
totally does.
I was fooled.
That's okay. Next
It's
one.
allowed.
We're getting ready. Avon.
Very dusty.
Yeah. It's very soft on there.
It does look like a little scour on the base of that old, some erosion there.
Seems like there's a lot less movement though than there is at the shallower depths. Like the ripples are less prominent. And
Yeah.
the animal movement has a bigger impact.
Yeah, and all the holes I would expect if this is more current would be recovered more quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Why was that one in such a deep divot?
That's the
I'm not sure.
scouring
Oh.
that he's talking about.
Oh, okay. So we do have some more questions coming in, so let me know when you're ready, scientists.
Yeah, go for it.
Are ecosystems in oceans adjacent to islands different from those that are next to coasts?
Let's try to look at this fish. Yeah, that's a good question. So there's similar processes that happen in terms of the presence of a landmass is going to increase primary production in nearby waters for a number of different reasons.
Zoom in, please.
Like, for example, both can create upwellings.
Okay.
So you're going to, in both cases, you're going to get higher amounts of life in the deep sea than you would if there wasn't that land right there.
Okay.
But depending on the size of the island, it's going to be, I don't know. That's like, I guess that's a very general question.
Sure.
And it depends on what island you're talking about, what land mass. There's definitely similarities, but there's also different processes depending on where you're looking at. Like, you know, a very, very small island like Johnston versus something like the Big Island. They're going to have completely different effects on the surrounding water.
Thank you, Liz.
Why would some fish go vertical like that?
Yeah, I've been wondering that. I'm not really sure.
Wonder if it's like an awareness thing, like, but they can't really see.
Is
So.
that a tripod?
Looks
like
no,
it's
it looks like a
crawling or
rat tail
something.
maybe.
Oh, it's a shrimp.
Shrimp down there.
Like right next to it.
Oh, and a shrimp.
Yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
sorry. The fish I think might be, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
And then I think this one, either of you can answer. Do the sponges growing from the sand/sediment mean the sand doesn't move much? Does the sediment all fall from above, or can it be washed in from below downhill?
I think most of it's coming from above.
Okay.
I don't think you would get a lot of sort of upwelling movements, at least not enough that would bring sediment up from below.
No, you get like there's a chance you have mass wasting events coming down through here. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
Well, you know, just as I'm looking at the information on the internal waves and how they impact the edges of atolls and geos, it looks like it makes it more turbid and stirs up the sand on the corners of the edges of these things.
Oh, okay.
And it takes that sand offshore. So it may be above, but it's kind of like a more complex and just swooping in or coming from above.
Mm-hmm.
When like in the middle of the ocean, if it's just a pure pelagic down drop.
Right, like it's from the
Yeah.
marine snow, as opposed to when, because like what Liz was touching on, those different compositions of that area or land mass. where the land masses would be
Yep.
and how that would help move
Yep.
the sediments around. Okay.
And you can see there are some in the topography. There are some low areas here, just very subtle low areas. We'll be coming across one shortly, and those could be little distributary channels of sediment from above coming down.
Okay.
But that would be like an episodic event with large material. You probably see that on the seafloor.
Like how we saw in that one at that one dive where it was just so much marine snow. We were kind of like, oh, what's going on here? And then the next dive there wasn't as much.
Oh, this is interesting.
That is interesting, right? Do we kind of go down a little bit? It looks like it would drop.
Yeah.
Huh.
And a little more undulations here. So I wonder if the stalks of the old sponges are spinning around causing those divots as opposed to the current or something. I mean, there's got to be some sort of a combination.
So somebody was asking if we have any idea of the depth of the sediment in these vast areas.
It doesn't seem very deep here. So we've been seeing rocks poking through.
Yeah. Regionally, if we were a little farther away,
Let's look at this.
the average sediment thickness is about 50 to 100 meters.
Okay.
They've seen in sub-bottom profile. I was watching our sub-bottom as we came into these areas last couple of days. It was really tough to tell.
Right, and well, in this, it seemed like was it our last dive that we were able to get the sediment core, Liz?
Yeah.
Or the dive before where we were, so that was one particular area that we were able to get a good sediment, but everywhere else, you guys
Well, that doesn't have much to do with the depth of the sediment. That was more because it was really coarse, sandy grains. Oh, there's someone hanging out on there.
Is that the remnants of a sponge?
Yeah, but there's something living on top of it. I don't know what. Looks like some polyps. Maybe a zoanthid.
Yeah, that looks zoanthidish.
Please.
Looks like there's a little
I'll
drop coming up.
Drop off.
A little ramp.